Have you ever been rejected? Have you ever been turned down, turned away, or turned back from something? I'm sure most of us can recall an incident when we've been rejected, and it can be really, really painful. Well, on today's Monday Moments with Fran, I just want to share a brief encouragement around recovering from rejection. Rejection is part of life. And I don't know about you, but I often feel that there are many things as an adult that I never realised that I would have to experience and go through. You know, we don't necessarily get told that actually life's journey is challenging and it's tough and things happen that you cannot always prepare for or that you don't want to happen. Life is not a bed of roses. There are thorns and prickly things in the midst of it. And rejection is one of those things. Whether we're rejected from a relationship or rejected from a job, rejected from a friendship, rejected from our own family, rejection can come in so many forms. And let's be honest, it's often very painful because it's normally something that we desire or we want or we're already connected to in some form or the other. I've been rejected in my life in different ways, and because this is not a therapeutic session, we'll keep it quite light. And I'll talk about the time when I was rejected from a job. Well, not from a job, from the interview stage. Now, I was at a stage in my life where most things that I went for, I actually got. When I went for a job, it was always a yes. So I was not used to or expecting to be rejected. I rocked up for this interview, thought I did really well because I'd studied, prepared, and felt there was a really good skills match for the job, but I was rejected and I was gutted. I was almost a little bit baffled, like, why on earth would you, how could you reject me? Because I felt it was the right thing for me. And I had to deal with it and manage my emotions and keep moving forward. In that particular scenario, because I'd been for the interview, it highlighted to some people who was working in another team, my skill set, and thankfully I was given another opportunity that turned out even better. And so when we're rejected from things, it's important to realise that that the rejection can actually be another way to redirect our steps. It can be another opportunity to be repositioned into something even better. You can recover from rejection. It may take you some days, weeks, months, and for the deepest sorts of rejection, I truly believe it can take years. If you've been in a particular relationship for 10, 20, 30 years, and there's a break or there's a rejection in some form or the other, you're not just going to get over it like that. But it's a journey and it's a process, but I believe that everyone can recover from rejection. So if you have experienced this recently in your life, or there's a situation that perhaps you still haven't fully gotten over, so to speak, recovery is possible. And I think there are varying ways that you can go take yourself on that journey. If you're an individual of faith, absolutely pray and see what the Word of God says. Speak to somebody who you believe has got the skill set and the ability and the wisdom as well to help you navigate that particular season. But also think about your own focus. Think about the direction of things. So take a step back and really reflect on what you can learn from that rejection. Because are there things perhaps, and we don't always like to really be honest and say actually there are things in us that contributed to that decision, or there are areas that we need to work on, but maybe there are things that we can change and develop. But also that rejection can lead to something so incredible. Like I said, it could be about redirecting you, repositioning you. You get to rediscover things about yourself. You get to understand that your life can be realigned in a different direction and that it can still go really, really well. Rejection also has the ability to build resilience in us. I was speaking to a couple of people last week in different situations completely, and just talking about the fact that particularly in the business world, if you want to run a business or a project or do anything well, you have to build resilience because rejection is going to come. You might speak to 200 people, and of those 200 people, only a couple really buy into your service or your product or your idea. And in essence, everybody else is rejecting you. But that can't stop you and cripple you that you don't do anything again. You've got to be resilient enough to move forward, because I believe that your life has a purpose. I believe that you're here designed and intended to do something very significant in the lives of those around you, in the lives of the people who have been put around your life. And so if you are not able to recover from rejection, you're not going to operate fully the way that you need to. So take some time to reflect and be intentional about going on that journey of recovery, because it is possible. Have a fantastic week. Don't forget to encourage somebody else and be kind. Take care.